My dad's a total jerk, and not even good looking. So how come he was able to marry Lexi, a stunning model who's been on the cover of Vogue and dated several famous football players? Well, we live in South America, and my dad made lots of money taking backhanders. Yeah, he was a corrupt politician who was giving government contracts to whoever paid the biggest bribe. That's why we lived in an enormous mansion, even though his government salary was less than $50,000 per year. How do I know all this? Well, my dad told me. He even tried to recruit me. He said I'd make lots of money, but I refused and told him that millions of people were living in poverty because of corrupt politicians like him. Of course, he got angry and yelled at me to be grateful for everything he'd bought for me. I didn't care, though, and the real victim was Lexi anyway. After she got married to my dad, he treated her horribly. He'd make her dress in revealing maid costumes and ordered her to cook for him or clean the living room while he watched. He seemed to get a kick out of having power over her. Okay, maybe you think Lexi deserved it. I mean, she only married Dad for his money, but she always seemed so sad. One day, I found Lexi crying. I asked what was wrong, and she told me my dad had screamed at her for hours and said he'd kick her out if she annoyed him again. I said I was sorry for how my dad was treating her, but suddenly she pushed me back, straddled me, and started kissing me all over. She whispered, "Show me how a real man treats a woman." I should have walked away, but I was only 18. Having a gorgeous model come on to me was the best thing that had ever happened to me. As we were making out, I heard my dad walking towards the room. Lexi laughed and told me I had lipstick all over my face. I panicked and jumped behind the couch to hide. Dad came in and sat next to Lexi, saying, "I've got a business trip this weekend. There'll be plenty of security guards around to keep an eye on you, and they'll notify me if you try to go anywhere. I recommend you don't make another mistake. Now give me a kiss." Oh, I wanted to throw up. Was my dad kissing the same woman I'd made out with 2 minutes earlier? Gross! But after he left, Lexi and I started kissing again. It was such a rush because I knew it was wrong, and I never even held a girl's hand before, and now I was making out with a supermodel. You'd have done the same if you were me.